Homelander in space, a brutal butcher murder, and an extended love sausage scene are just a few of The Boys Season 2's most twisted, deleted scenes. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, I'm Jan, and in this video I'm revealing the original ending to the second season, plus 7 more deleted scenes you never got to see. Obviously spoilers ahead, so take care. By the end of Season 2, Homelander finds himself defeated on numerous fronts. He's lost his son Ryan to Butcher, Stormfront has been maimed and exposed as a Nazi, and he's been blackmailed by Maeve into welcoming Starlight back into the Seven. So by his final scene, he attempts to heal his bruised ego on the New York rooftops, repeating to himself, "I can do whatever I want." However, The Boys showrunner Eric Kripke has now revealed an alternate ending with Homelander in space instead. Speaking to The Wrap, Kripke said that originally Homelander was hovering over the Earth like Superman does, but he had a scary sociopathic look. According to Kripke, the scene was actually filmed and was awesome, but Amazon asked if they could stick the landing on Homelander a little harder and have something that maybe wasn't quite as ambiguous. So Kripke decided to go back to a Season 1 deleted scene of Homelander on the Chrysler Building, which interestingly Amazon had refused to allow at the time, and he submitted that as the new Season 2 ending. Amazon preferred this recycled finale because, as Kripke says, it's telling us something about how powerless and pathetic Homelander feels in that moment, and how dangerous he'll be moving into Season 3. I can see why they opted to change the ending, but personally I think a really menacing scene of Homelander in space looking down on Earth would have been even more interesting, as it'd look like he's threatening the whole world. And it would have tied in stronger with the idea that's been building in Season 2 that Homelander could go completely off the rails at any point. For example, there was the moment where he imagined himself massacring the crowd who were booing him, and there was the threat he made to Maeve in the final episode if she released the video of the airplane incident.
If you do that, I'll destroy everything and everyone.
After A-Train is ejected from the Seven, he becomes desperate to get back in the team, and there's a great deleted scene which sheds a lot more light on his motivations to return to the spotlight. In the cut scene, A-Train visits his financial advisor to discover that despite the fact that he earns over $40 million a year, he has less than $250,000 left.
$240,000? Nah, this can't be right. Run those numbers again.
I have. Trust me, that's all you got.
I make $40 million a year!
The advisor goes on to list all the deductions taken out of A-Train's income, such as
Taxes. There's also commissions from your agents, your managers, your lawyers, me. You've got 24 people on your payroll, and that's not counting friends and relatives.
And after A-Train tries to justify this by claiming he has responsibilities, his advisor notes all the speedster's crazy expenditures.
13 houses, a private jet, an island that you've never been to, and paying to have Jan Michael Vincent's ashes shot into space.
And then he drops the even bigger bombshell that A-Train doesn't even have the right to exploit his own brand.
Get booted from the Seven? So what? I still got this. I'm still A-Train.
See, actually, bruh, you're not. See, Vought owns the name, the uniform, everything.
Basically, Vought can completely destroy him financially if he attempts to use the name in any commercial endeavor.
I'm A-Train! If I want to open up A-Train's Cadillac or whatever the I want to do, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Now, if you want to get sued and lose all your money.
This is a really interesting scene that gives some insight into exactly how much money Supes can earn if they make it to the top tier of talent, and how ill-equipped they can be to deal with the business side of their work like many other celebrities. But it also shows just how expendable they are if they fall out of favour. Love Sausage is one of the, shall we say, more intriguing Supes that the gang discover when they break into Vaught's secret psych ward in the 6th episode. And after the patients take over the asylum, Mother's Milk suddenly finds himself attacked by the Russian man's superpowered appendage, which begins to strangle him. MM manages to remove the monstrous thing after Kimiko knocks Love Sausage out with her brass knuckles, and it recedes back into the unconscious Supes' pants. As crazy as this scene is already, originally it was going to be even crazier. In an interview with TV Line, Toma Capon, who plays Frenchie, revealed that Laz Alonso, who plays Mother's Milk, had pitched an idea to the episode's director that during the fight, while the giant genitalia was wrapped around his neck, Frenchie should save him by biting the prosthetic member off. Capon agreed and the scene was filmed. However, apparently the tentacle ended up torn to shreds and the footage wasn't good enough to use, and because only one prosthetic had been made, they couldn't repeat the scene. According to The Boys showrunner, Love Sausage's massive appendage was a combination of a 10-foot-long animatronic puppet with extra CG effects added in post-production. Leave a thumbs up if you like this deleted scene, and maybe one day the footage will get released on a blooper reel. There's a great Kimiko scene deleted from the 4th episode where we get to see more of how she tries to manage the emotional fallout from her brother's death at the hands of Stormfront. It starts with her watching one of the secret Nazis' rants on social media, but then she's distracted by a rodent that's wandered into her room. She befriends the little creature by feeding it some snacks, and then she hears the news about Stormfront's upcoming protest.
Let's show Vought what they have to do. Tomorrow morning, Vought Square. Be your own hero. Do not let me down.
The scene fades and we find Kimiko pacing nervously until she discovers the friendly creature has died in a trap underneath her bed. The animal's death is particularly upsetting because it reminds her of her murdered brother Kenji and the nickname Mouse that she used to call him. If it looked like Kimiko was in two minds over whether to confront Stormfront at the rally, it seems like the rodent's death was what ultimately led her to her decision.
Kimiko, open the door, please! Kimiko!
There's an interesting deleted scene from the 1st episode in which we see Frenchie argue with Cherie over the special relationship he has with Kimiko.
It's not like that, okay?
You wanna her? Just spread the wealth.
We are not. I will never sleep with her.
Oh yeah? Then what is she to you then? I mean, I see the way you look at her.
It's difficult. It's difficult to explain, okay? She's special.
Cherie doesn't buy what Frenchie is saying and mocks him.
To me, you can pull me by the hair and me sideways, but her, she's too magic and special, huh?
This scene helps to better set up the moment later in season 2 when Frenchie attempts to kiss Kimiko. Plus it adds more weight to the scene where he confesses to Cherie that he tried it on with her.
You thought a kiss would make her feel better or you feel better?
When Billy Butcher turned up at the very end of the season 2 premiere, we didn't get any proper explanation of where he'd been between the season 1 finale and reuniting with the boys this season. Originally a lengthy 5-minute scene was going to fill in the gaps, but it ended up cut and released instead as a short film titled Butcher. The original scene reveals that after Butcher left Tony Cicero's, he steals a car and drives to the house of an old SAS friend called Jock. After reminiscing for a while about their days in the field, Butcher asked Jock if he can help him find his wife Becca.
I thought maybe you could put some feelers out, you know? Get some of the old intel boys. Higgins, Square.
All respect, yeah? Doesn't seem to me like your girl wants to be found.
Look, are you gonna help me or not?
Of course I am. We're mates, aren't we?
After re-emerging from the shower wearing the tracksuit that Frenchie asked him about in the 1st episode, Butcher discovers that Jock has sold him out and called the authorities.
Ordering pizza, are we?
Take it easy, mate. Plotters are on their way.
You shouldn't have done that, Jock.
You topped that Stillwell woman on the telly. You're gonna top your wife as well.
I didn't kill no one.
Come on, Billy. I'll see what you can do. Now you're a killer down in the ground. That don't change.
The two fight, and Butcher, proving his friend right in a way, chokes him to death and then tortures a whole house. I can see why this didn't make it into the show, because it's a side story that isn't that crucial for the main plot and would have slowed down an early episode had it have been included. It does show Butcher, as we've seen a few other times, at his most ruthless and murderous. Clearly his friend was betraying him without asking Butcher whether any of the news stories were really true, but Butcher certainly didn't hold back on finishing the guy off when he could have just incapacitated him. There's a curious deleted scene from the 3rd episode with Stormfront and Maeve reacting to the news leaks about Vought secretly administering Compound V to babies.
Did you know about this?
No. But I mean, are you really surprised? Stood up in a board meeting and said we could make a race of super beings that we can control, own, and monetize. All we have to do is inject a few babies.
It's a shame this scene was cut because it helps give more reasons as to why Queen Maeve changed her mind about helping Starlight in the final episode. When Maeve watched Stormfront stride past her in the tower as the details of her Nazi past broke on the news, she doubtless would have remembered the pretense Stormfront made of not knowing anything about Compound V in this deleted scene. One of Stormfront's secrets is that she was the first person who was successfully injected with Compound V by her Nazi husband, Frederick Vought, something she was more than happy to disclose to Homelander. We know Mother's Milk is all about his family, and as a way of trying to keep himself in balance while trapped in the boys' underground hideaway, throughout the 2nd season we see him constructing a large dollhouse which he plans to give to his daughter Janine. And a scene cut from episode 4 would have revealed what happened when he finally finished it. In the deleted scene we see MM meticulously dust and finish off the grand dollhouse. But as he contemplates his achievement, he decides instead to offer it to someone else.
Hey, you got a little girl, don't you? 8 years old. Give her this. It's all yours.
This would have been a nice character moment for Mother's Milk, because it shows him accepting the reality of the situation, that he can't be with his family right now. So, do you wish any of these deleted scenes had been included in Season 2, and would you prefer the original ending of Homelander in space? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed any of these scenes, a thumbs up is hugely appreciated. Next, tap left to check out my full deleted scenes and alternate endings playlist, or tap right for something else you're sure to like. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!